And it's funny because the people that are being idolized are actually what I consider to be the praying mantis. You know, the people who are being idolized are definitely the praying mantis. They seem to be praying, they seem to be very religious, and, you know, they seem to be everything right, but they aren't, and that is, you know, the ideology of the song. Hey, this is Reble on Inqalab, Decypher, and I'm here to break down the lyrics of Praying Mantis. So Praying Mantis is supposed to have, you know, it's a very metaphorical thing where it looks like the mantis is praying, but he's actually like praying. And it comes from this, you know, the inspiration is definitely like my outlook on societal norms. Especially for me, I get a lot of accusations and that I use a lot of, you know, that I'm the language that I use is too explicit, or that I'm like a devil worshipper or something.
See, I got skeletons who closet my ideas out the pocket. They can profit off the profit, settle dollar my deposits.
Skeletons to closet means, you know, I have a lot of negative emotions or dark thoughts that I, you know, keep to myself. Ideas out of pocket means ideas that are like out of the box, but also means they come at a cost. So it's like a, you know, again, it's like a double entendre. Ideas out of pocket, out of the box, but also they come at a cost. Like if you have very revolutionary ideas, if you're too bold, then it also comes at the cost of something. That is, people don't like you. They can profit off the profit. Profit and profit, they are like homophones. You cannot profit off the profit. It's just a cool thing. Settle down like my deposits. You know, sedimentation means like settling down. Deposits, that's like a bit of yeah, some science. But also like settle down like my deposits means like money deposits. So it's again a double entendre.
Fuck your envy, karma, strike you down with my Ferrara. We on that forensic drama. We got plenty traumas.
It means what it means. And just for clarification, Ferrara is a type of a sword or something. I thought it was cool. It's like Ferrara. Anyways, up next.
Never been no mentee, no attendee, fuck a trendy, no valency.
People out there who don't know what valency means, it's like a combining capacity of atoms or elements, you know. So it's like, I got no valency. I'm all by myself. Which is pretty cool. I was a science student, so I like a lot of these scientific terms.
Keep your praise, not wear your senses. Pray then pray just like a mantis. They obey, they know consensus. Be okay, but not relentless. They don't care if you don't care. No billionaire in front defenses.
Like, I don't like rhyming like gat, bat, hat. I like having a lot of like these internal rhymes or sometimes multis. It was just cool, you know, to be like, keep your praise, not wear your senses. Pray then pray just like a mantis. Be okay, but not relentless. So it was pretty cool. And they don't care if you don't care. No billionaire in front defenses. Like, that's just facts.
Praying mantis, now tell me where your rent is. You bitches so pretentious. Your bliss is ignorances.
That is all about who are you worshipping? Who are you giving your money to? Like, you know, taxes and stuff, just saying. But yeah, a lot of people that are being idolized are definitely predators. So when I say praying mantis, people who appear to be very religious, very you know, like good people praying, but actually preying on other people's emotions, spreading negativity. And the praying mantis could be like, you know, just these people. It's not just see, being religious is good, but then there's also like a lot of negative, you know, extremist people who use their ideologies to kind of just like tell people what to do, what not to do, how to be and stuff. You know, they try to dictate your life. They have these norms and stuff that they want you to follow, and I think that's very toxic because, you know, a lot of kids don't really get to be themselves because there's so much of this, be this, be that. This is the only right way. And a lot of the people that are being looked up, like that are being idolized, that these people think are good role models for their kids are not good role models. You know, they're not the praying mantis, they're the praying mantis. That's what it means.
Lil bitch, lil bitch, lil bitch, lil bitch. Did your daddy tell you that he never loved you, lil bitch? Ah.
That was just something I thought was really cool. When I heard the beat, I was just like, lil bitch, lil bitch, lil bitch. And like, did your daddy tell you that he never loved you, lil bitch? I thought it was pretty hard. I don't know. It was just cool.
They think it's so easy, a soul to be sold. But my demons let a moment, now we finna turn gold. They think it's so easy.
like I said, I get a lot of accusations claiming that I follow, that I'm some sort of like devil worshiper or something. So I thought it was cool to write this, that people think is so easy, like it's just a soul to be sold. But like if it was that simple, like everybody would have done it already. But it takes a lot of work to get somewhere. So yeah, it's like on my demons let up movement, now we finna turn goal. It's like you have these personal struggles, which are referred to as demons, and that's how you like, make something good out of it. But it's also like a double entendre because let a movement, now we finna turn goal, and let to goal is alchemy, right? Which is also what I'm trying to say in that whole thing. So there's a reference to lead being turned gold, which is alchemy, and there's also like all my demons let up movement, now we finna turn gold. You get it?
You ain't never been relentless, never took a stance, so don't fuck up my chance. Bitch, put on your pants. You ain't never been man, I ain't never been trained. You struggle to pay rent, I just pick up my pen.
A lot of people who have a lot of things to say have never really done much, and it's pretty obvious. You ain't never been man, I ain't never been trend. Like, it's pretty simple. You struggle to pay rent, I just pick up my pen.
I got bars in this bitch, I'm doing for the gram. You can throw in a fit, it don't make you a man, it don't make you demand, it just make you look bitter. The bitter, the lesser, no will, no endeavors.
I just thought that was cool, like, I got bars in this bitch, I don't do it for the gram. We don't do this for the cloud, we do this for the culture. But also, like, because I'm a science student, bars are usually heavy and they're measured in kilograms. And gram is usually like something that is, that weighs lesser, right? So like, I got bars, I don't do it for the gram. If you catch that. You keep throwing a fit, it don't make you a man, it don't make you demand, which is so cool because D-E-M-A-N-D also sounds like D-man. So when I'm like, it don't make you a man, it don't make you demand, like, it's just like, it was cool to do.
No abracadabra, the vessel is empty as it was just in the breed. You don't make any cheese, but you got any means. I'm just here with the peak, you ain't got any means.
No abracadabra, I just thought it was cool to say abracadabra. And yeah, it's basically no magic can fix what is missing, like the vessel is empty. The opponent that I'm speaking to is basically an empty vessel. As simple as that. You don't make any cheese, but you got any meat. Like, bro, you broke. How you hating on people? Go make your money. I'm sorry, I should have said that. If you still have to sort out your life, you really need to like stop throwing a lot of hate. But yeah, it's okay if you're broke and you're working, you're struggling or you're doing something, you'll get somewhere. As long as you're not a terrible person. Just here at the peak, but you ain't got any means. But also like I wanted to like do a little bit of a math reference. Perfect like symmetrical distribution. The peak is actually the mean. So it's like, I'm just here at the peak, you ain't got any means.
Still on the pavement, I'm keeping it green. The industry don't give a fuck about me. Who I'm gonna be is gonna be legacy. I got power, no coward, no bug in my jeans.
That was all about, I do feel like there's a wage gap in the hip-hop industry, definitely. I do believe, the male counterparts are definitely paid more, which is all good, go get that bread and stuff, but definitely we do have to like kind of close that gap and definitely need more representation, in the female rap space. I don't really care about what happens right now because I think what I'm doing and, the art that I'm putting out, I think is going to be valuable, in some time. And I think people are going to look back at it and say, wow, this is good. And that's enough for me, I think I'm just here to make good art and that's all I care about. And I still do believe that I'm an underground rapper. I got power, no coward, no bug in my jeans. Just, like a good DNA. That's all I'm saying.
Who you gawking at, bitch? Call my manager, said I'm not endorsing a bitch. I go off on a bitch. I say keep your fucking money. I don't work for you, bitch.
This was actually my favorite. It's like, when people come to me with these ridiculous requests, because everybody thinks that a lot of us are so hungry for attention and they come to us with these ridiculous offers, and I'm like, no. And then they're like, how could you say no? I'm like, bruh, like, who you gawking at? I don't give a shit. Because I'm actually here for the art, and that's what I meant. Like, I say keep your fucking money, I don't work for you. Like, you can keep that. I'm not hungry for that. This is more about art than anything else. So I really liked writing that because I really like saying no to things that I don't like. I love saying no when I don't like something.
If you worship the praying mantis, you ought to know the circumstances under which he shall grant us the freedom to speak.
It means that if we worship this so-called praying mantis, then we should also know how much he, the power that he has over us. And like I said, the Mantis could be the leader, the Mantis could be normal people, but whoever we choose as our role models, we should very much, we should be aware of how much control they have over us. We ought to know the circumstances under which they shall grant us the freedom to speak. And the ending of the song, I did the voiceover myself, distorted it a bit to make it sound like a guy. Yeah, that's about it. This is Praying Mantis on Inqalab. Like, this beat was sent to me by my label. Yeah, they just sent me like a beat pack and stuff, and there's this amazing producer called Lifted. He's from Los Angeles. He's worked on like some amazing tracks with like a lot of global rappers and stuff, and he's really, really good. So like, I got a lot of beat packs, and one of the beat packs was from Lifted, and that was how I like, heard of the beat. And out of like the many beats that I heard, this was the one that really that really got my attention, because it had such a sick, the 808s were like really good, and I was like, what is this cool beat? And that was basically how I selected it. And then the process of writing it was just basically what I was feeling at the moment. And what I was feeling at the moment was I was just getting a lot of Antichrist accusations. And I'm like, oh, it's a cool time to make a song. And I'm like, what should I write this about? I'm like, and I just thought at the moment itself, I'm like, Praying Mantis. That sounds like a cool concept, and then I just wrote it. The music video is very dark. It is very, very dark. The locations where we shot the music video, they hold a lot of story. The story of the common people. It's a representation of like everyday struggle, and it's a very dark video, and I really, really like it. I usually don't dress up for my music videos, but then I see everybody, they're like, oh, they have so much drip, and I'm like, dude, even I need to get that drip. So I start a little bit, now I have like these, and I have my girls, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I get some hair too, and then I put on that blue wig, and I'm like, whoa, I actually look good. And yeah, that was about it. It wasn't anything. But yeah, I'm definitely like the styling is getting like, that is definitely an identity that I want to like maintain, and I think it's really sick. So my influences when it comes to art is definitely music. But when I say music, I mean like not rap, definitely rap is definitely one of my favorite genres. But for me, like my art comes from like mostly like musical like influences, and that includes a lot of like, alt rock, a lot of Deftones, a lot of Linkin Park, and then a lot of like old school hip hop, like influences like Aesop Rock. Not ASAP Rocky, or Ari the Rugged Man, or Wu-Tang, and then like Outkast. These people have been my influences, like Eminem, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like my influences have definitely always been like musical, because I resonate with them and what they do, and that's how I see life, through most of these expressions, like musical expressions, and yeah, all of that stuff, Pink Floyd and everything, just a lot of things mixed up together. Those are all my influences. It's been good, but I still think I'm underground. I don't think that level of success is enough to make you like big. I think that is what we call temporary like peaks, and what you do from there is what matters in the next years, the next coming years. I think it's more about what you build as you get going, and that's like one of the good things to happen. But I still think I'm underground. I'm definitely underground. In my head, I'm always underground. For me, rapping in English was always the easiest. When I went to boarding school, I had to like talk to my friends in English, and I always felt like it was okay, like if I wanted to make songs like that would go like international, if I ever wanted to become a global artist, I knew I had to do it like, through this language, and it was easier for me to speak in that language because we had like people, when I was in boarding school, we just had people from different places and stuff. But yeah, with regards to the language barrier that I speak in, that I rap in English, and a lot of people in India don't speak English, I think it still connects with people, because for example, Monica Run Down the City, that was a mix of Hindi and English, where I did the English rap, and that track still reached people. I think in some way you can always reach people through like very catchy sounds and stuff, but yeah, the music that I make personally is not like too commercial or too catchy, and I think I'm okay with that. The movie projects that I do, having like that sound reach, you know, people who don't speak English, I think that does its thing. And what I do is I want to like also reach, I also want to like expand beyond the country, and I want to do more. So yeah, what I do works, what I do with the movies also work. I think a fusion of both is a good combination. I do have a lot of like, I'm definitely talking to, you know, some people abroad, some rappers that I really like. There's obviously a lot of conversations, and there will definitely be international collaborations, but they will also be like a lot of collaborations from, you know, within the country, because I'm not saying that I want to, you know, collaborate with an international rapper just so I can go international. I believe that the music that we make, that we, the people of this country make, can still go international. So it's not like I have to do that to, like, you know, I believe that we can make decent music. So, but yeah, I still want to collaborate with people from outside and stuff, just because, you know, I like music, and it's a cool thing to do, to connect with different people. Definitely coming out with like, you know, EP, an album. And I think I'm more of like a person, I just want to write about the moment, what I'm feeling currently. The music is just gonna be like very production heavy, a lot of synths, like just, I just want to go hard, you know, because I want to make that big music that should just like, you know, when you play it on the speakers, it just goes, definitely that kind of music, that hurt your ears kind of music. I mean, it's definitely evolved. When I first started out, it wasn't like we didn't expect this kind of like support from our community. But as things progressed, people became, they were very happy about the fact that, you know, like I come from this place, that I come from the Northeast, and that is, you know, they have always been like, you know, one of my biggest supporters. So I do think that the people of the Northeast do have what it takes to push their own people. Definitely one of my biggest support systems is definitely there, you know. I have such an amazing fan base in the Northeast. And definitely when I started out, it wasn't like that, but now it has become. And I believe that that is what progress looks like, and it takes time. And I believe that with India as well, it's going to be like that. Like it'll take time. You just have to keep doing your thing, and people are going to be happy that you come from this place, and they're going to be proud of you. You just have to keep proving yourself.